Yeah, give Rutgers all the credit. They deserve to win. Played much harder, much more focused than we did. Give them all the credit. You know, we did some things well enough to fight back into the game and felt good about things at half, and you know, had a couple of small leads, and you know, I thought we did a much better job on the glass after the first 6 minutes. You know, end up with 18 offensive rebounds in a game that we were awful in the first 6 minutes, 7 minutes. But give them credit. We got a few stops late. Couldn't get a defensive rebound, and you know, very thin once Tommy went down and in foul trouble. You know, Dylan had a nice night, but you know, we've got to get to a point where you understand you're not going to win on the road, putting the team on the line 34 times and then turning it over as many times as we turned it over in the first, especially in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Okay, got it there.
Brad, knowing where you guys are both at on the season rebounding wise, how disappointing is it that it was essentially an even battle on the glass?
Yeah, it stinks. It's awful. It's awful. This shows where our effort was tonight. I mean, it was I don't know, 10-2 at one time or something, 12-4. It was never even close early. And we shot shots the first 6 minutes of the game and never went. And Morez had none at half. You know, it was you know, Kylan, and you know, then when Tommy goes down and you know, rolls his ankle, and you know, then there was really nobody left to get a rebound, and they made all the hustle plays, and really disappointing when you're one of the top rebounding teams in the country, if not the top rebounding team. And I don't know where we're at going in, but it just shows the hustle.
There's a shift offensively in the second half. You know, fewer threes. Was that a choice, or was that something that you saw from Rutgers?
Called Will Riley. Yeah, I mean, they had no size. I mean, their front court's very thin. Impacted us with Tommy going down, because you saw we were posting Tommy a good deal, and that was the nice flow of the game. But you know, they go really small. They don't have much up front in terms of size, and you know, beyond Latham. But yeah, we just couldn't take advantage of it, and we got to the rim a few times, and then we've you know, we missed some opportunities. But you know, part of that is their defense.
Coach, yesterday you talked about the energy of Jersey Mike's Arena. Just talk about how the energy played an impact in tonight's game.
Oh, it didn't. I mean, it's a good environment. It's a good environment. I've been in here many years where it was much better than that. You know, I thought that, you know, we go play, you know, other than a few of the fans, you know, behind us that were screaming. That's pretty cool. I kind of like that, you know, say nice things to me, and but it's just it doesn't have anything to do with the impact of the game. For the most part, comes and goes.
Brad, what's been your evaluation of KJ? Do you feel like this is a freshman wall? I know you said yesterday you feel like he's 100% physically. Do you still stand on that as far as that he's good?
He's 100%. He's top of the scouting report, and you know, he's going through a moment, you know, and everybody goes through it, and you know, he's got to keep fighting his way out of it. We're going to keep supporting him. He's one of the best players in the country, and you know, he'll be fine. He'll get his opportunities.
Coach, against Ohio State, you know, you really changed your approach in the second half of that game, and you drove and you drove and you drove. And I thought tonight maybe we'd see the same thing, but not as much as we did against Ohio State. Any special reason for that?
Give them credit. You know, they're much bigger on the perimeter. You know, they did a nice job. You know, it was it was a little more the second half, trying to you know, trying to go to the paint a little bit. But you know, I thought they did a good job. We turned it over so many times the first half that, and especially early. But yeah, give them a lot of credit.
You talk about KJ going through a moment. Will seems to have maybe cleared his moment. And just what have you liked about what he's been able to maybe stack in multiple games?
Yeah, he's really, really talented. And I, you know, for a good while tonight was, you know, one of the best players on the court, if not the best player on the court. You know, and he can really get that thing going, and you know, we can ride that, and we've got to keep him going and get the other guys, you know, moving in that direction as well, and get them out of their laps.
Brad, did you anticipate Dylan Harper would play, and what he did? How much did that change what you guys had to do defensively and what they could do offensively?
Yeah, I mean, we go in always expecting. You know, it was no surprise from that standpoint. You know, I thought that you know, we might see a little more of Acuff because he was coming off a pretty good game, but you know, obviously Dylan's their guy, and they're riding with that. But you know, I thought we fought him in the first half, and I thought the second half he did a nice job of especially getting fouled.
Back there, and then this will be our last one after these two.
Coach, I know it boils down to a loss at the end of the day, but looking big picture, the ability to come back from down 17 from that slow start early, what positives can you take in terms of the resiliency of this team going forward? Yeah,
a lot of those. I mean, and that's who we've been. We've been a team with a ton of spurts. I mean, our last game against Ohio State, I think we had 2 or 3 10-0 spurts. We ended the game on a 15-0 spurt. You know, we've got to quit making defensive mistakes, and we made so many of them tonight that it was just mind-numbing to me, because you know, that's been our bread and butter. We've been a top 15 defense all year, and tonight the mistakes we made on shooters and you know, and the fouls, those are things we have not done. So it's nice to see that, but again, against a good team, you can't commit fouls. We committed ridiculous amount of fouls, and that's part of playing good defense. So you know, our spurt ability is good when we don't turn it over, and our you know, mental focus has got to be better so we don't foul.
Okay, last one here.
Coach, I know we didn't have huge numbers tonight, but Morez, you know, throughout the season, I've been absolutely impressed with his energy and fight. Could you talk about his development a little bit?
Yeah, he's been spectacular. I mean, he's been one of the best freshmen in the country. He's been one of the best ones in the league. His, you know, he's had a double-double in the first half the other night. Unfortunately, he has fought foul trouble. You know, and that's one of the things we gotta help him with. I was a little concerned tonight because he picked up one early, and we had to play without him at Nebraska because he picked up a second right behind it. So I subbed him early, and that's just one of the things that we've got to continue to help him grow with. But he's been dominant on both ends at times. So we're excited about him and his future.
Okay, thank you.